But I do want to, the last thing on this, I want to come back to you. You asserted that this line of questioning was hateful, and I'd like you to provide some evidence for how it's hateful, because, I mean, this it occurs to me that this is a...
well, what you're trying to make us all feel like right now...
I'm not trying to make you feel any sort of way. I'm having a conversation
whether you're trying to or not, it does. It makes us... It's opening our brains to realize, oh, you're going to get uglier as you age. That's how you all want us all to feel right now.
But don't you think that's not like a crazy thing to say? That's pretty.
Yes, that is. That is like the opposite of body positivity.
Well, I'm not. Hold on. I think I've
reality.
been very diplomatic in the way I've been phrasing things.
Not my reality. Mm-mm.
Well, okay, I never called any of you ugly, and I think I said all of you.
Yeah, you straight up called her ugly, bro.
When?
No.
Like a little while ago.
Do you think
you were like, you're not a
literally-
10.
Yeah,
That's-
he just said you're not a 10.
So you think that saying somebody
that's
who's not
not-
a 10 is ugly? You think
That's not me
tiptoeing
calling her
around
ugly.
it.
Well, your face was like
It
this.
felt mean-spirited. It felt targeted and mean-spirited
He
just
could've
simply because
meant-
I said that specific
He could have
number.
meant you're a 9.5, not a 10.
Yeah, so I didn't
I
take
didn't
it
say-
negatively
right, but
personally,
I
but
didn't-
I understand why you would have felt that energy because I...
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, but that's just...
Erroneous!
You're
Erroneous!
making everybody defensive. Like, I'm like,
I
ooh.
think we just need to
there's
differentiate
no
of like
need to get
objective, like what you mean by like, okay, well, what do you rate yourself? I'd rate myself this. She might rate the world might rate me that. And I'm just saying, like, I think that's important to differentiate because I
It
think
is
a lot of
interesting
people
to see how
got-
people interpret the question, though.
It's not
Yeah,
even
no,
a
I agree.
debating
I agree.
question.
Without
It's
without
like not
being too
even like you
specific.
can have even two sides on that technically.
So
I
do
agree.
you think that it's an offensive thing to say if you say to somebody you're going to get less attractive as you get older?
Yes.
You think that's a hateful thing to say?
Definitely.
And if you think
100%.
and you think it's also a hateful thing to say somebody that you're not a 10.
100%.
But why are you
100%.
valuing what they say about you?
Hold on a
I'm
second.
not.
No therapy.
I'm just
right now.
like.
Hold on a second. No. So you think that's like an unreasonable thing to say? Why?
What do you mean? Why? That creates negative emotions in people. It creates self-esteem issues. You're trying to give everyone self-esteem problems.
But like, if
We're
I
not,
so?
we're not trying to do anything.
If I was to say to
Girl,
you, you're going to get really ugly as you get older, that might be a little bit of a self-esteem problem. Or if I was to say to you, you're a 2, that would be a self-esteem problem. But if I'm pointing out to you the objective reality that as human beings get older, we get less attractive
that's a
in the eyes of
subjective
the
reality.
world.
I don't
feel
know
like
what you're bringing.
So you think that an
objective out of.
80-year-old is more attractive than a 25-year-old?
Girl, that's not even thoughts I just want to bring
Can you not
into
call
my...
me girl?
Sorry, that's just how I talk. That's embedded
Here,
in my
wait,
vocabulary.
I want, just on your conversational thread here. So, I mean, do you think comparing, say, do you care about looks in a guy? At all? Like, you care about their physical appearance?
Yes.
Like, would you date an obese guy?
No.
Oh, would you date a guy who's shorter
But I
than you?
wouldn't tell them to their face or bring it up on the internet or like,
Well,
you know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
sure, and I agree. I wouldn't just like walk up to some girl and like in the street and be like, "You're a 5." I wouldn't do that. But when like we're having a panel discussion on dating, I think it's a
That has nothing to do with like any kind of dating stuff though.
it's actually very related to dating, and I can get into it in a bit. But okay, so I mean, you've already determined that you would not date a guy if he was morbidly obese. So that's you making a Why isn't he a 10 for you? Why would you not date him? Why are you allowed to make a judgment call on the man's physical appearance, but men aren't?
That's not what I'm saying. I mean, you can have your own personal preference, but to go around and like I wouldn't sit down like 10 obese people and be like, "You're fat, you're lazy." Like what?
Okay.
Like,
But to be
Sure.
fair, the only reason why we brought up anything about men is because it was questions you asked. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm the host of the podcast. I tend to ask
No, I know,
questions,
but like
you know?
saying that like she gets to talk about it, well, it was a question. Like
They rated
make a
themselves too.
comment?
Yeah, asking what we rate ourselves, and then it feels like it's like you're not like taking what we say seriously because it feels as though it's, oh well, you should feel this way because of objective truth, and it's like, well, the original question was just how do you see yourself?
Let me ask you
Okay,
guys a
that's
question.
not what I was saying at all, but
We'll
okay.
talk about that. So let me ask you guys a question. Do any of the girls here know a guy who thinks he's hot shit, but he's actually not?
yes,
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you to not affirm his belief of how he feels about himself? You ought to be compelled, one, to be attracted to him and to date him and to sleep with him because he thinks he's hot shit and he's a 10. You're not entitled to your own view.
No, because when all those men that think they're hot, whatever, will make you feel less than. So they will.
So it's only a problem when men do it. I see.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
But I'm sure you all know guys who think they're. I know dudes who think they're hot shit, but
Yeah.
they're actually not. And like the difference is though, like reality tends to slap these dudes in the face a little more than when it comes to women, and I can get into why. But look, I'm sure you'd prefer to date a guy who's taller than you, correct? Mm-hmm. That's you making a value call, a value judgment based off of a physical characteristic, a trait.
Okay, and your point is?
I would also say that when the question was posed, it's more a reflection of if you get defensive, Brian's not making you feel defensive. It's just you haven't made peace with a certain
That's
reality.
exactly
in life.
what he's doing. What you
Oh
Okay,
no, I
look.
get what she's saying.
Here, going back to
I
the
get what
question
she's
though.
saying.
So, when it comes to a guy, would you date an 80-year-old?
Hell no.
Why?
That's ageist.
Because of
that's
their.
not ageist.
Is it because
Just
of
what would
the-
I have to talk about with him? He's gonna talk
has a
about
lot of
his,
wisdom.
his crossword puzzles
Well,
and
he went to
Sudoku.
war.
What if he likes My Chemical Romance?
And
You're
Fallout
good.
Boy.
See, that's not gonna happen, and I don't even like them.
No.
You don't like My Chemical Romance? That's the most
You like
upsetting
Fallout
thing
Boy?
I've heard all night.
No,
I
I
think
don't
you're
even know.
probably the young
Well,
people.
no, I know that scene too, but I don't really like that music. It's too. It doesn't vibrate
So
with my
the
soul.
primary reason you wouldn't want to date an 80-year-old, it's not because they're super old looking. It's because you guys wouldn't have things.
Literally,
in
one of
common.
my best friends. Literally, one of my best friends is like 45. It's literally based off the character of like who he is. Like, and I hang out with him almost like every other day. But so like I don't feel like age is like that crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like it's
well,
like
let me-
literally like who you
All
are.
right. Do you think it's a biological reality, as Jake was saying, that over time people age, and with aging, typically you over time become less physically attractive?
It really depends, because his girlfriend right now is like super young. So it's like really, if you just have enough riz, like you could really